So fascia needs needs movement and it needs oxygen. So what's happening is when the fascia is tight, it's a lack of blood flow and oxygen. So when you go and get a massage or even acupuncture, dry needling, what the therapist is doing is they're applying pressure to a part of the body to stimulate blood flow, right, and to stimulate oxygen and hydration to the cell at cellular level. We want blood flow and oxygen to literally bring life back to an area that's been dead, say, or stagnant. And quite often we live unconscious a lot of the time. We have all sorts of habits that are maybe not so good, even postural issues like how you're positioning your body throughout the day, or mental stress, which causes the breath to become short, uh, can then affect this blood flow and oxygen to our cells. And a lot of the time with back pain, yes, it's postural. Yes, maybe you have a disc that's now bulging, but quite often it does actually come back to breath. And I know a lot of people, when they say that, roll their eyes. And I used to be one of those people because breathing is something that we do all the time. We can't live without breath, right? More than a few seconds. So we don't think about it and the importance of it, but we've been designed to have this breath. With every inhale, we're breathing in, we're supposed to be breathing in nutrients to our cells. And with every exhale, we're supposed to be breathing out that toxicity and that waste without breath. Now, if that breath is shallow and short because we're under stress, our nervous system's wound up, then we're not actually getting that full inhale and that full exhale. So, what happens is the body starts to become stagnant and there's no energy, there's no flow, and there's areas that then become really dense from a fascial perspective because the tissue, the connective tissue, doesn't have that blood flow that's kind of circulating, I guess, fluidity and movement and ease and grace in the body.
The shallow breathing's quite interesting because you
Mm,
say, we're supposed to breathe in this fresh air, and we exhale this, and you said the word toxins there, and I remember,
yeah,
you'd be at school, people, you know, you breathe in the oxygen, the teacher tells you, and you breathe out the carbon dioxide, and it's
yeah,
okay because trees are really good because they like carbon dioxide, and that's why we have trees, and it kind of makes sense in your head,
yeah.
but then you kind of forget all about that, and you kind of breathe when you have to, and you don't think about it, and as you say then, is actually a really crucial part of the human body, not just to stay alive, but actually the
Yeah.
flushing out of that sort of element.
Yes.
So, are these
Yes.
short breaths, are these a subconscious part of
Yeah.
how we act? Is this a new thing? Or is it our new kind of lifestyle and what we do? Or how is this, I think, in existence, do you think? Like, do we just not realize it?
Oh, I mean, I'm such a culprit of that. I did this breathing course, about 3 years ago now because I thought I wanted to help my clients learn how to breathe better, and I'd already done a bit of, breathing with my studies on Pilates, and then I quickly realized that I was actually the one that needed the help because, well, if you talk for your job, for one, you have to mouth breathe. I talk all day. You're mouth breathing. So if you cannot access nasal breath, then your breath is already shallow because you're breathing through your mouth. You're not actually able to access your diaphragm in your belly if you're constantly breathing through your mouth. And a lot of people actually cannot breathe through the nose, because of physical, like maybe there's structural things going on. They have asthma, there's allergy season. Whoa, it's horrible. And it's like, well, you actually have to train that. And if you're sleeping with your mouth open, you're probably snoring, which is again, the diaphragm is not able to do its job, which is to move up and down with every breath. And if that muscle is not getting that contraction right through our breath with every deep breath we take through our belly, then it becomes stiff, right? And it becomes tight. And if your diaphragm is stiff and tight, and mine was chronically stiff and tight, like, oh my goodness, no wonder I had pain everywhere in my ribs to my back to my neck. Like the diaphragm, just so we understand, a lot of people don't, it's actually connected to the front, your sternum, and then it wraps the rib cage houses, kind of protects this powerful vital muscle, and it connects to your spine. So it's three-dimensional, and its job is to move up and down and massage our internal organs. So if it's not able to do that self-massage with every breath that we are taking, then what's going to happen to those vital organs over time? So the older you get, the more time you've had and breathing poorly in your life, then those vital organs do not have blood flow and oxygen, and therefore they start to fail, right, as we get old and everyone gets sick and there's dis-ease in the body. But it's not only that, it's when the diaphragm is not pumping how it's supposed to, then there's this fascial tension that starts to happen, and fascia is connected head to toe. You can't separate it. So everything is interconnected. That's why a lot it all could, I believe, comes back to the diaphragm and what is the actual state of your breath. Because if that's poor, then your fascia system is gonna, especially over time, it's gonna get tighter and tighter and tighter as this house of like it's literally the center of your body, right, where the diaphragm sits, is not functioning properly and keeping us well. Does that, yeah.